Waking up to the first nor'easter of the season, which is bringing steady rain and heavy winds across our area.
Yeah, some neighborhoods still trying to recover from Ida's deadly flooding. And even though this storm is not expected to bring that much water, the damage is already done. People still continuing to clean up. Public Advocate Jumaane Williams has outlined a plan to fix the city's flooding issues, and he's here to tell us about it. So good morning to you, Public Advocate. Thanks for being here.
Good morning to you. Thank you. Always a pleasure.
So let's get into this, right? The extreme flooding prompted by Ida really showed some serious weak points in the city's infrastructure, highlighting so much. So what is one thing that needs to be happening right now to avoid a repeat?
Well, you know, I went to bed thinking about those communities that I'm sure were on edge when they heard about the nor'easter. There are a few things we've been trying to do since then. I do want to give a hat tip to the city council who's held a hearing on how we can fix these issues going forward. There were a bunch of bills that were heard. One of them was mine, a catch basin bill that actually, it was a law that expired maybe about a year or two ago, making sure that the Department of the DOE, the DEP, I'm sorry, makes a report on catch basins and fix them much quicker. I also had a bill introduced dealing specifically with the basement apartments, making sure that we have an emergency plan and a way to let people know that they have to get out when needed. But really, we have to invest in a lot of infrastructure changes throughout the city. We've known that actually before Ida, and now we have to realize that we have to do and put the resources in.
You know, we checked in with some residents in Queens last night, and they're still waiting for the city to provide those sandbags they were asking for to prevent any further flooding. Why is it taking nearly 2 months to get those supplies to these residents? They need them now.
You know, I got to tell you, we did an event in Queens as well, and I was surprised the responsiveness of not only some of the city agencies, but even some agencies like the Red Cross when it happened. And it was a bit surprising and disheartening. My staff has been out there, doing their best to help them. It really doesn't make any sense. We also want to make sure that we were able to assist those who have those kind of basement apartments without causing more undue harm.
Right.
So we've been really pushing for assistance, financial assistance, to provide grants to these folks.
Yeah, because you know, so many folks in these communities, they say, okay, well, here come the politicians the day after a storm, and then everybody's like, okay, we'll take care of it, and then nothing ever happens, right? I'm not saying that's what's happening with you. I'm saying, but that's how they feel sometimes. And these basement apartments, they could become death traps, as they did when heavy rain comes. So under your proposal, 2 questions here. Would these apartments be under evacuation orders? And do you actually think that some of these folks should not even be living in those basement apartments?
Well, we do have to make sure that they have information when it is time to evacuate, and we have to have a plan to get that information to them. That's what my bill would do, and we're hoping that we can have it heard soon. And the question is not should they live there, the question is where would they live? We have no choice but to have these homes because we have an affordable housing crisis. And what we've been pushing for a very long time is to get some federal money in here and some additional city and state money to get not just loans but grants, especially to owner-occupied units and houses, so that they can get these things up to code, and in exchange for that, make sure that the rent is affordable. This is something we've known we have to do, and it's a shame that we haven't done it. People did not have to die. This is no longer, just one storm of centuries. These are regular storms that we're going to have in New York City, and we have to have the leadership prepared for.
An affordable housing crisis on top of a climate crisis. You know, the city has activated its flash flood plan as well, which means that crews should already be dispatched to flood-prone areas. Do you think that the city should also think about maybe closing flood-prone roadways like the Bronx River Parkway, sections of the FDR? Do you think that might be a good plan?
First, you raised a good point. It is climate, not change, climate happening right now, combined with infrastructure issues. But one of the reasons we should do some of those things is because New York City is not yet used to the type of evacuation plan that we've seen in other parts of the state. And so we have to get them used to seeing these type of things. We have to get them used to the urgency that is going to be coming with some of these storms. So putting up some extra things like closed roadways, like having some kind of communication when we have to evacuate, I think will get New Yorkers used to, unfortunately, what we have to do a little more regularly going forward.
We are simply out of time here. Real brief and totally off topic. You have the exploratory committee for a run for governor. Any further definition or announcement you want to make?
Well, it's going well. and I'm very excited about that. We did the same thing when we ran for lieutenant governor in 2018, and we're getting the same type of vibes, and I'm sure we're going to have some things to say in the coming days.
An announcement in the coming days.
I'm sure we'll have some things to say in the coming days.
All right. Make it here. All right, come back. You're invited. Thanks,
No
Public
problem. Thank you.
Advocate.
Thanks so much for
Thank
your
you.
time this morning. Always good to see you.